Dark times ahead, I take it.
If I have my way, then yes.
Hey Exile, Sniffles here. Now the last time I showed you the Spectre build was to show you the cheapest and earliest game gear that I was running, or that you could run to get started with Spectres early and without currency. Now what I'd like to do is actually show you where the Spectre build is at now, run you through the gear, the skills, the Spectres we're using, and I'll try to do this as efficiently and quickly as possible so as not to waste your time. Any suggestions on the build, feel free to drop them in the comments. It's not as optimized as it could be, I realize that. However, I'm very happy with where it is and I wanted to give you an update and show you where we are. Okay, the first thing I've changed on the build is this chest piece. I was running Enfolding Dawn for the spirit, but I have picked up a 16% spirit per socket Morior Invictus. It is a little less spirit, however, it does give me some much better survivability. I think this is definitely a good piece to run if you need spirit and defense in the same piece. Also, the amulet, got pretty lucky here with the extra 10 spirit on a 50 spirit amulet already. I've allocated Warlord Leader, which is probably the strongest passive you can actually allocate for your minion Spectre build. You could run the one that gives you a little more reservation efficiency. It's Profane Commander or something it's called. I was running that for a while, but since changing the setup, Warlord Leader has definitely boosted the damage. I'm running 2 unset rings, mostly for resistances and some life regeneration. The rings could be better still. The gloves as well, energy shield and resistances. The belt, life, resistances. The boots are still the Bones of Ulur because it gives us the reservation efficiency, which is great. The helmet could be better as well, but it does have a nice little spirit roll on it. The energy shield could be a lot higher, whatever. I'm running the Idol of Ralakesh for increased reservation efficiency as well. There is a 30 to spirit enchant on the helmet and +2 to minion skills. There's also +2 to minion skills on the amulet, of course. And on the front bar, oh well, actually just quickly, the chiming staff is on the back bar simply so I can have a weapon swap to drop the minions in to tight rooms, especially in the temple when you go through a door. I know they said they were going to fix that, but they haven't. If you're running through with minions, they can get caught in the door, so it's nice to be able to just weapon swap them in when you need to. But this weapon is basically irrelevant. You could run anything here. The weapon on the front bar is, of course, a Rattling Scepter. Now, it has increased spirit. It has +3 to minion skills. A 2 socket would be lovely, but I couldn't afford it at the time, and I've been quite happy with this one. Extra cold damage, added cold damage, that's nice. Attack speed and cast speed feels quite important to me, as is the plus level to minion skills and the increased spirit. More damage. And the focus, energy shield, resistances, a +2 to minion skills here would be great, but again, at the time, I couldn't afford it, and I just haven't bothered going back. Standard flasks, this charm's not even active. Bleeding charm and a thawing charm, it's whatever charms you want to run there, it doesn't really matter, that's entirely up to you. Let's get into skills and explain why I have some of the skills that I have. Of course, the free skeletal warriors from your Rattling Scepter are worth running. Sacrificial Lamb, because we are running Pain Offering, so these guys will be sacrificed for the offering. Immolate, because we are igniting enemies with our curse, which I'll show you, and whatever damage the spectres are doing, they get a little bit extra with Immolate, so that's nice. Not that I'm using a lot of them for damage, they're mostly placeholders for muster, for the Powered Zealots to have more juice, but anyway, Immolate is in there to give them a little extra damage. Muster is in just about everything, so is Feeding Frenzy too. More damage, just more. Thunderstorm, this is good because our Zealots are dealing lightning damage. It is contributing to flammability magnitude, which I'll show you on the passive tree, but they are dealing lightning damage, so being shocked is fantastic, and Thunderstorm is great for shocking. So we have shock conduction, coursing current, magnified area, and prolonged duration. Overabundance would probably be good in here. Add an extra Thunderstorm. Whatever, I just haven't got around to it. Elemental weakness, now this one is important. It does debuff our enemies, of course, but it also gives us burning inscription, which is igniting enemies putting flammability on them, and just quickly in our passive tree, as an Infernalist, all of our damage is contributing to flammability and ignite magnitude as well. So it's just a little bit extra damage due to the fact that we are already igniting. Where were we? So yes, elemental weakness. I've got efficiency here, magnified area 2, burning inscription of course, focus curse so it erupts quicker, we get the flames on the ground faster, and spell cascade because it gives us a bigger area. Can literally fill the whole screen with burning ground. Fantastic. Pain offering, more damage, more speed for the minions. Fantastic when you're bossing or you're popping up against a unique or a tanky rare enemy. When the abyss pops or when a breach pops, when you need these guys to cast quickly and do serious damage, this is the skill. Magnified area, prolonged duration, and sacrificial offering. I've got in there. I'm not sure if I could add anything else in there really. I haven't really bothered. Now, the big guns. The Powered Zealots. I have actually valed this up to a +1 level. So we can get the maximum that we can from them. Powered Zealots are, without a doubt, the strongest Spectre in the game. I think I've been over this on my channel a few times, and there's some videos and shorts you can check out if you want to see some more of their abilities. PS3, because the projectiles will just go straight through targets and start hitting other ones. Awesome. Feeding Frenzy 2 and Muster, standard. Muster is great. Now just quickly to touch on Muster, I didn't realize how much more damage Muster actually provides once you've got a bunch of minions up, a bunch of different minions. It is so worth running. If you're not running Muster and you're running a Spectre or a minion build, I highly suggest you give it a try, because for the loss of say 3 or 4 Powered Zealots, the amount of damage I gained was just unbelievable. So, Muster. Valentis Propulsion, you could easily run Projectile Acceleration 3 here as well. Or instead, sorry. Wild Shards 2, because it just spreads projectiles everywhere. That's the setup for the Powered Zealots. Managed to get 8 of them up with the amount of spirit that we have. Skeletal Reavers, now these guys are basically placeholders. A lot of these guys are now placeholders. There are some synergies coming up, which I'll explain as we go, but Skeletal Reavers, basically a placeholder. Elemental Army, so they survive a bit better. Immolate, so the damage they do will be against ignited enemies. They'll get a little more. Muster, a little more. And Feeding Frenzy 2, standard, a little more. I will come back to the Sniper. Skeletal Clerics are quite important, healing our minions. Fantastic, so I've got Brutus Brain in there so they don't die. Rapid Casting 2. Quill Crab is another placeholder. It does do good damage, but there's only one of them, so it's kind of a placeholder here. It's cheap to run on Spirit, so that's why I've got it. All of these guys are pretty cheap to run, that's why they're in for the Muster setup. So, Quill Crab, again, Elemental Army, Immolate, Muster, and Feeding Frenzy 2. Pretty standard. Risen Rattler, this guy does do pretty good damage, throws out some fire grenades and stuff. Again, there's only one of them, but I have given him a little boost. Feeding Frenzy to a Muster, of course. Immolate again, rapid attacks, and fire attunement. They do good damage, but like I said, again, mostly a placeholder for Muster. Now, the Skeletal Sniper, this is a great one to have. I'm actually running 2 of these guys because I had the Spirit spare. Throwing out the gas clouds like this, and we're running Forsaken Miners and Vile Guards, which can ignite these gas clouds, or I can ignite them with Elemental Weakness and the Burning Ground. It's a big area, and it does pretty decent damage, and you can get it up ahead of your mob and start putting damage on mobs ahead of you. Once you arrive to them, the Vile Guards are going to blow it up, or you can blow it up with your curse. It's just extra damage. So Skeletal Sniper, we have multi-shot, Muster, encroaching ground, so that gas cloud is growing bigger over time, magnified area, and prolonged duration. It's a cool skill, and it's a cool synergy with the Forsaken Miner and the Vile Guard, because they both throw grenades, they will both explode that. So on the Forsaken Miner, I'll do a little short on this guy. These guys are really good. They're basically a Vile Guard. They throw out tons of grenades at a time. Very cool. Immolate, rapid attacks, magnified area, and of course Muster, Feeding Frenzy 2. Muster and Feeding Frenzy 2 on the Vanguard too, there for the explosions. Good damage as well. Immolate as well, rapid attacks, and magnified area. Now I did swap out what were just placeholder spirits for these guys because they do actually provide me a little bit more damage. Quickly on the passive tree, there's not that much special here. It is a pretty basic minion build passive tree. Over here we're seeing minions with more life, more recovery rate, more damage, more movement and cast speed. I feel like that's very important. Movement and cast speed. Same here, recovery rates, resistances, revive speed, cast speed, more damage. Up here, some crit hit chance for the minions, more damage, critical damage, reservation efficiency up here. This is a good one to get. Should be getting up here as quick as you can. More damage. Here we have more resistances for the minions. More damage for me and more damage for the minions. Generic stuff really. Over here I took this one because it's just 16% more damage. The duration here and the limit is not really a big deal. The rest is just energy shield for me. All the standard energy shield nodes, a bit of mana cost efficiency. Jewels, these jewels are pretty much just throwaways, but I've got some cast speed. Minions deal increased damage. Magnitude of ailments. Same here pretty much. Magnitude of shock. Increased damage for minions. Attack and cast speed for minions. You could run any jewels you want, and you could definitely find better ones than that. That's just what I have. Here on the Ascendancy, you see Bringer of Flame, so all the damage is contributing to flammability and ignite. Altered Flesh is basically irrelevant because we just need it to get to here, which is Bidat's Will. Reserves 25% of life and gives 1 max spirit per 25 max life. So that's why you can see my life is here. And also here for the energy shield, same thing, reserving 25% of life to give us more energy shield. That's why our life is sitting like it is. That is pretty much the build, guys. I can quickly just drop into a map, show you how it works. But there is some video footage on my channel. There's some shorts and there's a video showcasing some random boss kills with the Powered Zealots too. So you can kind of see the sort of damage we're achieving with these guys. But basically what I'm doing, we're going in, throwing elemental weakness down, getting the burning ground up, thunderstorms going down on mobs, and that's about it. We're not commanding the minions, we're not moving the minions, we're basically just pointing them in the direction we want to go with thunderstorm and elemental weakness. All of their damage will damage ignited enemies a little more, so it's good to have the early weakness and burning ground down. Now, just quickly, I'll show you the gas arrow synergy that I'm working with here. Throwing a gas arrow up here on these mobs. Bang, blows up. Those mobs are dead before I've even got to them. We'll do another one here so we can get up ahead of it. Gas arrow goes down. The Vanguards make it, and bang, there goes the gas cloud. Nice. So there is some synergy there, and there is some extra damage, so we're not just relying on the Powered Zealots alone, which is great that the other minions do provide us with some utility and some damage as well. It's not all just placeholders for the Powered Zealots. I've tried to synergize some other spectres into the mix because it is a spectre build, so we want to use spectres. We'll just kill this guy and then we'll get out of here. So throwing down the pain offering here because we've got a unique. There we go, he's dead. That's it, guys. That's it where that is where the build is sitting right now. Any suggestions, like I said, I'm more than happy to take them on. And if this has helped someone in some way, that's great. And if you've made it this far, or you're into Spectre content or minion content, feel free to drop a like, a subscribe, or a comment. Totally up to you. That's where I'm going to leave it for now, so you can check out some more gameplay footage on the channel at your own leisure. Thank you for watching. I hope it's been helpful, informative, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, Exiles.